Welcome to Automated Custom Certificates. I am your host, Dana Bingham-Cruz, Intervention and Enrichment Coordinator for Valley View School District, and your trusted Google for Education certified trainer. We're going to tackle two challenges today, and I'm going to provide you with two solutions. The first challenge being, how do we get the feedback that we need in order to grow as educators? We're going to tackle that challenge by eliciting feedback via Google Forms. And how do we get documentation to our learners after completion of a learning experience? And the solution for that, we will automate custom certificates to be sent to our learners after form submissions. Our targets today are to create and edit a Google form and a Google Doc with tags, to set up a merge job using Autocrat, and to share our form with users. Our toolkit that we will use to accomplish those targets includes Google Drive, Docs, Forms, Sheets, and of course Autocrat. Let's dive right in. We're going to begin by creating a new folder in our Google Drive, selecting New and Folder, and giving that folder a name. You can be very general with your name, such as Feedback, Forms, and Certificates, or you can get very specific with the session title and date or the month or the year. I chose to go very general. Now I'm going to select Create. Now let's open that folder and create a new Google Doc for your certificate, or you can choose to use a template that I will provide for you. Choosing to start from scratch, select New and Google Docs. And here's the template that I will provide for you in your supporting resources. The first thing you'll want to do is rename the template to your session or course. Then customize your school name or organization name at the top. Down here you may add a description if you choose to do so. And here you may add your own logo. Here you may want to put the instructor's name, or you can make that a tag. Of course, you may choose to customize anything else in the certificate. The important points are to include tags for whatever portions of the certificate that you would like to be customized, which means it will pull information that the user enters into your Google form that we will make in a little bit. Now let's head back to that folder that you created in Google Drive. Now we're going to go back to New and Google Form this time, or you may choose to use the template that I provide for you in the additional resources. First, let's give your Google Form a title. Up here is the title that you will see in your own Google Drive, and here is the title that your users will see. They can be the same title or they can be different. Now, if you're using the template that I've provided for you, it already has collecting emails turned on. However, if you chose to create your own from scratch, you'll need to go to Settings and check the box that says Collect Emails. Then select Save. This is so that Autocrat knows where to email the certificate that it creates for each user. Template form that I provided for you already has 4 sections. The first section being just where the user provides their email address. The second section is the assessment of the learning targets. The third section is where we collect feedback about the session itself. And the fourth section is where we gather the information that will personalize each user's certificate. If you're creating your own Google form, your toolbar is here on the side. In order to add a section, you'll select this icon here. In order to add a question in the section, you'll select this icon here. Your other options in your toolbar are to import questions from another form that already exists, add a title and description for your form, add an image, and add a video. For the certificate section of your form, be sure to refer back to the tags you included on your certificate document. I have 3 different tags, so I need to be sure that in my Google form I collect the 3 pieces of information for each tag. Next, we're going to create our Google Sheet. Select Responses, then select the Google Sheet icon, select Create a new spreadsheet, then hit Create. A Google Sheet is created that will house all of the data that is collected from our Google form. Now we need to add the add-on Autocrat. In your menu bar, select Add-ons, select Get Add-ons. If Autocrat is already installed, you will see it in your list of add-ons here. If it is not, this is where you need to go. Get Add-ons. If Autocrat does not automatically show up in your home page, you can search for the app simply by typing Autocrat in the search box. Title will show up that announces Autocrat has been found. You can select that tile, then select the button that says Install. I already have it installed, so mine says Uninstall. Once you have installed it, it will ask for certain permissions so that Autocrat can pull information from Google Forms and Drives and so forth to function properly. Allow all of those permissions so that your Autocrat merge jobs can run smoothly. Now you can head back to your Google Sheet, head back to Add-ons, select Autocrat, then select Launch. Now let's begin creating our merge job. We've selected New Job, and the first thing up is to title our merge job. Once you've given it a title, select Next. Now we want to tell Autocrat which document to use for our certificate. We're going to select From Drive since we've already created it. Then we're going to click once on the Google Doc that we've created, then select. Ensure that the title shows up here, then select Next. Now we're going to tell Autocrat which information to pull from our data in Google Sheet. We're going to match the tags in the certificate to the columns in our spreadsheet. Once again, you can refer back to your certificate that I have 3 tags that I need to assign to a column in my Google Sheet. I check to be sure that the tags are here and are correct. Then I check to be sure that they are assigned to the proper column in my Google Sheet. If it's incorrect or missing, I can use the drop-down menu to select a column title and correct it. Once that's complete, we hit Next. Now we're going to tell Autocrat what to name each file and what type of file to create for each user. Once again, we can use tags in our title of our document. All of the available tags are here on the left. So once we find one that we would like to use, we can click it. That copies the tag for us. Then we can just paste it in our file name. Now we're going to select PDF as the type of file that we want Autocrat to create and select Multiple Output Mode. In multiple output mode, each user gets their own individual file instead of one file with all of the certificates in one location. Now we can move on and select Next. Ensure the very first folder that we created is listed here. If it is not, we can select Choose a Folder and search for it in our Google Drive. Once that's selected, select Next. No actions are required for steps 6 and 7, so we can click Next 2 more times. Now we're going to decide how will the certificates be sent to recipients. You do want to share a document with them, and you want it to be shared as a PDF. I am choosing not to have them reshare and not to send it from a generic no reply address because I would like to use my own email address. If you do want it to come from a generic no reply address, you'll select yes. Now we can scroll down and set up our email that will be sent with every certificate. In the to box here, we want to pull the tag that will copy and paste the email that the user provided here. Once you click it, it copies it for you, and then we can just paste. And here, because I wanted it to come from my email address specifically, I'm going to type my email there in the reply to box. Now we can scroll down and figure a subject and a message that will be sent with this certificate. In both the subject and the email message, you can use tags. And once again, all of your available tags will be here in this sidebar for you. Once that is all set, you can select Next. Now we're going to tell Autocrat how often we want this merge job to occur. If you would like it to occur every single time someone submits your Google form, then you will select Run on Form Trigger, Yes, then Yes to confirm. If you would like it to run every 1, 2, 3, etc. hours, then you will select Run on Time Trigger here and set up your customization. Once that's all set, you may select Save, and your merge job is complete. We may close the Autocrat window. Now let's head back to that Google form and give it a test run just to ensure that everything that we have set up will run smoothly. To do so, you can select the preview icon here. It will open a new tab for you where you can fill out the form as though you were a user. Go ahead and do that. After you've submitted the form, it will show you a confirmation message, and you can close that tab. Once you return to your Google form, it should show that you do have one response. And you should go check the email address that you entered to ensure that the certificate that it's sent is properly personalized the way you intended it to be. You can delete your response by selecting Responses and delete all responses. Select OK, and now that response is gone. Go ahead and make any corrections if necessary. After everything looks good, now it's time to send your form to your users. We're going to click on Send. Now you have quite a few different options. To send an email directly from the Google form, you can select the email icon, fill in the appropriate information, select Send. You may select to copy the link URL. You can copy the long form link, or you can shorten it and copy that. You can send that link any way you wish, maybe from your own email account and from your own mass email list. The next way is to grab the embed code. You can customize the width and height of your embed format. Then select the code and select copy, then possibly paste that in your website. The final two ways are to either share it via Facebook by linking your account and customizing a post to share with the link to the Google form, or to share it via Twitter. Congratulations! You have now completed the session on automated custom certificates. Thank you for your attention. For more tips, tricks, and ideas, follow me on social media at EdTechBing. Icons from Noun Project and Google Slide Theme from Slides Media.